Welcome to ACC Student News, the news students can use. I'm Chase Clark.
And I'm Catherine, and here are this week's stories.
The United States House of Representatives passed a $1.9 trillion relief bill that currently contains a third stimulus check, but many want the increase of minimum wage left out. According to the U.S. Senate, this 15-an-hour pay bump does not comply with the budget rules. The Byrd Rule requires provisions in a bill to be budget-related and must not increase the federal deficit. Some Democrats believe that this hike in minimum wage was too high and would be damaging for more rural states like West Virginia.
The Pentagon announced a $125 million military aid package for Ukraine, including 2 armed patrol boats to help the country defend its territorial waters. However, authorities say it will not be approved until the Department of State and Defense are in position to certify to Congress that Ukraine has made sufficient progress this year. The impeachment of Donald Trump centered on allegations that he withheld military assistance to Ukraine as part of a scheme to pressure the Ukraine government to investigate Joe Biden, who at the time was challenging Trump for the White House.
Chicago elementary and middle school students will be returning to in-person learning next week for the first time in nearly a year. A study conducted by the school's City of East Chicago showed that 48% of their students wanted to return. The Gary Community School Corporation returned to its in-person learning last week with just under half of the students in the district returning. And according to the manager, Paige McNulty, students, teachers, and parents are all excited to come back in the classroom.
The homeless all around Florida are being bussed into Palm Springs earlier this week. Florida has been dropping its homeless residents into Palm Springs to quarantine, but the country officials are unhappy. They were unaware of homeless people being put in Palm Springs and say it is bad for business. Palm Springs Police Chief Brian Riles says some were inmates being released from the county jail in Banning. Police have discovered that 30 people have been bussed in from outside Coachella Valley and plan to remove them.
6 Dr. Seuss books will stop being published because of racist and insensitive imagery. This decision to cease publication and sales of the books came about last year because, according to media, the books portray people in ways that are hurtful and wrong. A Virginia school system recently decided to discourage recognition of the book during the National Read Across America Day. The books include If I Ran the Zoom, Scrambled Eggs Super, and Cat's Quizzer.
Reese's peanut butter cups are new and possibly improved. Reese's peanut butter cups are now just peanut butter with no chocolate. These cups were originally released in the miniature version in 2019 to 2020. They are now making a bigger comeback with their original larger form. These cups will only be sold for a limited amount of time. The release date for these cups is April of 2021.
That's all we have for this week. I'm Chase Clark.
And I'm Catherine. Make sure to check out the rest of our videos on YouTube.
And follow us on Twitter at ACCTV Hammond.